G'day Mentone families, just bringing you another one of our great maths games for you to play, hopefully play at home with your families. I'm Mr Aldous, I've got Miss Melville and Mr Ellery joining me today. The name of our game today is I Spy. So obviously a game that probably we're all familiar with in some format, maybe in the long drives to school in the morning. However, today we are turning it into a maths game. So the intention of today, the purpose of today's game is about building fluency around some of our fundamental maths knowledge, particularly in terms of fluency, building and using our four operations, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication and addition. Really important today also that when we play this game we're going to use some key language which helps us to understand the maths concepts we're talking about today. Basically today we're going to focus on just using addition and multiplication knowledge, which the three of us will help demonstrate as we play this game. So in front of me here I've got a 4x4 grid of normal playing cards. Hopefully you've all got some of them at home. You can play a 3x3 grid, but today we're playing with a 4x4 grid. All our cards are face up, and today we're also going to make our ace cards worth 1.
And we've taken out all the queens, jacks and kings.
I have taken out all the face cards, and I'll give a bit of an idea at the end about what you can do with those cards. Especially if maths is not the favourite activity to play as a game at home, just to make things a bit more interesting. But I'm going to start and I'll demonstrate. So out of all the cards here, I'm going to search for some maths facts that I recognise myself, and I'm going to challenge my opponents to see if they can understand the maths fact that I'm talking about.
It's on.
So it is completely on. So looking out for
We're very competitive.
This could go anywhere, Mentone. So I'm going to start. I'm going to use my multiplication knowledge, and I am going to say the product, which is what we talk about when we solve our multiplication challenges. The product of 2 times 2.
4.
So Mr. Ellery and Miss Melville are competing to see. They're having a look at the cards that are in front of me. Which of these cards answers the maths challenges I just give them? They're looking to call out the answer first. Whoever is successful will be able to take that card from the pile and keep that card. Whoever's got the most cards at the end will be the winner. So obviously we've had a dead hot start for the first one. So I'm going to give them another one, make it a little bit more challenging. Let's see how they go. So I'm going to say the product of 5 and 7.
35. Thank you, Miss Melville. Thank you. So I'm going to take my 5 and 7 because that is what 35 is 5 times 7. And Mr. Aldous is going to put 2 more cards down for myself, Mr. Aldous and Miss Melville to play. And I'm going to focus on an addition problem. And the word I'm going to be using is sum. So my question for Mr. Aldous and Miss Melville are, what is the sum of 7 and 9?
16.
I think Mr. Aldous got that one as well. So.
Fantastic. Sorry, Miss Melville. Beautiful. Let's just fill in these gaps in our grid.
Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Yes.
Okay. The product of 7 and 8.
56.
Well done, Mr. Ellery.
Thank you. And we replace them?
Yep. Replace them, keep our grid full. So now it's going to be
Not happy.
my turn. So obviously, with our multiplication knowledge, we want to be talking about those real fundamental core skills and building that fluency with some of our maths facts. But we can make things a little bit more challenging depending on the level of the game that we're playing. So, for example, maybe if we were talking about with the upper years, I might use some more challenging questions. So for Miss Melville and Mr. Ellery, I'm going to say the square root of 81.
9. Yes.
Well done, Miss Melville.
Now it's my turn. I'm going to stick with my addition, and I'm going to do the sum of 8 and 4.
12.
Thank you, Miss Melville.
Now, do I take the 8 and the 4, or do I take the ace and the 2?
What do you think, Mr. Aldous?
I should take the answer, right?
Take the
Yeah.
answer.
Take the answer.
Take
So
the answer.
the ace and the 2 are
Yep.
mine.
Beautiful.
How many we got, guys?
Yeah, so,
I'm on 3.
I'm currently on a hot 2.
and I'm on 4.
Okay, we made this really hard. The product of 12 and 12.
144.
Ooh, well done, Mr. Aldous.
So that's also a really good one to get, because now I get 3 cards, and obviously at the end of the game I want to be that person who's got the highest number of cards when all of them are fused up. So obviously we can keep playing until we've run out of cards, and you want to be that person at the end who's hopefully got the most. And obviously it's a good game to play with, you know, family family around the dinner table, whatever it is. You can also include our face cards here, which I've just taken out of the card deck before we started playing. And like I said, maths is a bit of a challenging kind of thing to be, you know, to undertake at home, depending on the level of interest, etc., etc. Obviously, games are great, but another key step is, you know, after every 8 goes or so, someone gets to draw a face card from the pile. Before the game, you're going to assign a different value to the face card. So, for example, after 8 goes, it might be my turn to draw a queen, and that means I get to tell a joke, whatever it is. So you're going to assign a different value to the king, the queen, the jack, whoever it is, just to add that little bit of interest and excitement as you go along. So that's kind of our maths game for today. Hopefully that's something that you guys can play at home and really build some fluency around some of those key maths concepts. Like I said, we've demonstrated using addition and multiplication today, but feel free to be creative across any of the four operations just to build some fluency and extra learning at home.